On this one, it doesn't say to solve. It doesn't have an equal sign at all over here. So we're not solving at all. We're just factoring, which means we're going to end up with just parentheses. And this one's actually a SOAP problem, where SOAP stands for the same sign, opposite sign, and then always positive. Same, opposite, always positive. And that tells us how to put in the plus signs. But there's also this form that we're looking at, small parentheses to hold 2 terms, and then large parentheses to hold 3 terms. And we have a, b, a squared, b squared, a times b in the center. And then this is where SOAP comes in. The same sign as the original goes there, goes here. Opposite sign of the original, and always positive goes there. So these two depend on what your actual problem says. So that's a quick review. Always, though, you're trying to, in every problem that you're doing, you're trying to divide by a greatest common factor. And in this case, it's 3. Whatever you divide by goes on the outside of parentheses. And you're left with 64x cubed minus y cubed. And you can square root the 64, but you can't square root evenly the x cubed and y cubed. So then that's your hint to try and cube root everything. And in that case, the cube root of 64, by hitting the cube root button in your calculator, that gives you regular 4. Cube root of x cubed gives you x. Cube root of y cubed gives you y. Notice I don't write down this minus sign because I'm just looking at this as a and this as b. This SOAP kind of moniker helps me remember the sign. So I don't write it down here. I just use SOAP afterwards. So that's A and that's B. And then I can bring down my 3. And then I'll do small parentheses, large parentheses. A is for x, so that goes in the first spot. B is in the second spot, and that's just y. A squared, remember a squared is 4x times 4x. That would be 16x squared. And then b squared is y squared, just square that. A times b is 4xy. And then the same sign as this, opposite sign as this, and this one's always positive. And then you can't factor that last part. Just don't forget to bring down that 3. We're done because all it said was to factor. That's all we're doing on that one.